Okay. Hello, my name is Joyeuse and I am taking this time to present my research findings. The topic of this research was called the impact of production strategies on profit of a company and customer satisfaction. In the presentation, I'll use the following outline. I'll present the motivation, the problem statement, hypothesis and objectives, population sample size and the sampling strategy, presentation of the key findings, problem identified and practical solution, contribution of the skills acquired to the research, as well as the research conclusion and recommendation. Something that motivated me to carry out this research is that I wanted to assess the impact that are brought by the production strategies on the profit of the company. Secondly, I needed to know the goals and objectives of the production strategies, and you get to know more during the findings part. I also wanted to evaluate the roles of production strategies in customer satisfaction. Starting with the problem statement, so planning and scheduling production strategies was found to be the problem that is occurring in the manufacturing businesses, and also the lack of customer satisfaction. But mainly from these different problems that are being faced, I come up with the statement saying that manufacturing firms face a problem of how to establish an efficient production strategy that minimizes both total production cost and satisfy the customer demands at the same time. What does this mean? It means that if a production strategy is used efficiently, the company will be able to minimize its cost, hence maximizing its profit. And when the production strategies are taken care of, there will be production of quality products, hence customer satisfaction. So objectives of this research, I had the general objective of assessing the impact of production strategies on profit of the company and customer satisfaction, but also they are the specific objectives that were broken down into to examine the relevance of production strategies, to identify the relationship between production strategies and customer satisfaction, to describe the production strategies in manufacturing of products, to determine the indicators of customer satisfaction and profit of a company, because this has been a problem in different manufacturing process. But meanwhile, I had a hypothesis which states that effective production strategies lead to companies' profitability and customer satisfaction. We'll get to know this after knowing what the findings gave. My population was 35 people. This included the company and the customers. And from the calculations made, I got the sample size of 32. And then my sampling strategy was deliberate because it was purposeful. It wasn't something that was done randomly. Beginning with the findings, I examined different people, males and female. 21 of them were male and 11 were female. The age range that uses or that works with the production strategies is the people between 16 and 25 years old, because most of the times you find most of them are the ones who are vetting more businesses and what. And secondly, most of these people hold a bachelor's degree. Going to more key findings as related to my objectives, I firstly examined the relationship between production strategies and companies' profit. And from the findings that you can see on this chart, it is visible that 53% of the company's profit is generated when there is use of machinery, whereas 28 is generated when there is intermediate, and 19 when there is manpower used only. What does this imply? It means that a big number of sales, according to my research, a big number of sales is generated when they have used machinery. It means when you use technology to produce your goods and services, you have a lot of output, because manpower some of the times it delays the process. And when you mix it, sometimes it takes you time to train the employees about the use of the machines and whatever. But when you use the machines to produce, I'm mainly focusing on the case of car group that I used, when they use the machine to produce their bread, they produce a very good quality and big quantity. And then what happens, they maximize their sales. What does it mean to maximize sales? It means when you're selling much, the customers are satisfied by your services and your product, and at the same time you're earning profit. So for the sake of time, let's move to another finding. So it was also related to the second objective. So it was also the relevance between production strategy and customer satisfaction. And 56% of the customers are satisfied by the quality of the products, and 8% are kind of satisfied, and then 16 are not satisfied at all. So from my research, I found that customers who work with core group in particular are satisfied by their services due to use of machinery to produce their products. So this generates a high quality of products to the customers, and at the same time generates customer satisfaction. So another finding is that how customers rate the production strategies of car group. 53% also agreed that it should use machinery to produce its product because this increases the quality of products and then helps the company to generate profit as well as customers are satisfied by what the company is doing. So going to another slide, it indicates the level of customer satisfaction. So from the research conducted, it is indicated that 22% of the customers are totally not satisfied by the products and services produced by core group, and 31% are somehow satisfied, whereas 47% of the customers are totally satisfied by the services provided by core group and general by manufacturing products. So this indicates that there is still a gap. If you can see that's only, if you see that 22% of the customers are not satisfied, it is a problem. So from the findings that I got, I also came up with the problem that I saw after conducting my field research. The problem that I had from different customers was mainly the delays in delivery services, because most of manufacturing services work with the wholesalers, and then they do provide their products to different wholesalers who give it to their customers. So there is a problem of delay in delivery services that is caused by mainly limited number of employees and a lot of pending orders that has no people to work on due to limited number of employees, as well as poor recording. From the problem, I came up with the practical solution. So there are different solutions that were suggested. First of all, they suggested to reduce stations, ask customers to pick up the products themselves, but this wasn't efficient because this is not customer care, of course. And then increase the number of employees, and then after evaluating these solutions, I found that the best solution would be to increase the number of employees. And this prototype indicates how the process would go. It would be recruiting them and train them, know the quantity of customers, having cash product each product to be delivered with the person to pick up. To follow up means that employee who they hired to follow up with that process, and then making a follow-up to see if the customers are satisfied. The next slide leads us to the implementation plan of the solution. So we called upon the Ministry of Trade and Industries to help the manufacturing processes, the manufacturing industries to achieve their goals, or to help them solve the problem that most of the customers are having. So Minicom would help in posting the job applications and the resources that were needed on laptops, and this would be done in one day. And also it would help with training the new employees, and also the resources were time, computer, papers, and pens, and this would be done in 1 week. And then the human resources manager or the human resources department will help with assigning the trained employees with their work. And at this time, the work would start to be done. Those employees would follow up with every order of the customer to make sure it reaches on time. So from after this, I came up with the contribution of the skills acquired maybe in CFA or in Kepler modules to the research process. I earned internet research skills, communication skills, and problem solving skills from Kepler courses and CFA. And these contributed different ways, helped me conduct the internet research. It also helped me to talk to the to the respondents, especially in the case of finding the evidence. It is always the hard work, but due to skills that I got, I was able to communicate well. And then the other skills helped me to format all my research report as well as the PowerPoint. So for the sake of time, let's reach the part of conclusion and recommendation. So different recommendations were made, but generally let's conclude on the research. The conclusion that I saw from this research, there is need of advanced production processes to boost up the profit of the company. And also there is need to increase the quality of the products to have the customers satisfied. And I would recommend manufacturing businesses to recruit more employees, as this was got as the best solution. And then employees should be trained to ensure customer satisfaction. This means the companies should also follow up with their customers to make sure that they are doing what they're supposed to do. This would generate profit and at the same time customer satisfaction. And from the whole research, I can come back to the prototype and see if it was right or wrong. And it was right. When there is effective production strategies, it generates profit to the company and also customer satisfactions, because if they're using good inputs, if they're using good raw materials, it implies that the customers will be satisfied by the product got from that process. And also the company will be generating profit, because if customers are satisfied, they buy more. If they buy more, that is the profit for the company. So from my conclusion, if the production strategies are efficient, customers are satisfied, and the company also generates profit. Also, different data was collected from the internet, and this is the reference list. Thank you for your time listening to this presentation, and questions are welcomed as well. Thank you so much.